How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the last video of 2017, and is of course saving the I'd say the best till last. It's the one that is the most requested. Usually around summertime people start asking when is the next unusual loadout video out. Well, here we go. Here are my unusual loadouts for the year of 2017. Of course, as well, we get to showcase the unusual taunts that I've got on offer. I'm going to go through the 9 mercs and take a look at the different loadouts for different game modes and stuff like that I use, but mostly just to show the different unusual combinations that are possible with the hats that I've got. So here we go. Guess where we're going to start, guys? Guess where we're going to start? We're going to start with the Scout, of course. And there we go. There is Mr. Cabbage Face, as I call him. We can zoom in using my HUD. Link to my HUD is down in the description, guys, if you want it. But there we go. He looks like a cabbage because he's basically just green. That is the Scout that everybody hates, right? Everyone hates lime green Scouts. Woo. There we go. But anyway, I've got my Hail Zone Scattergun there, 25,000 kills on it, and it's obviously the Aussie one that I've recently made festive with the most recent Smithmas update that allowed these to be made festive. So that's what I use there. Just taking a look at the damage dealt there, just over 2.5 million damage dealt. So, you know, I do enjoy my Scout. I enjoy my Scout. There we go. My pistol, I've got the Black Dahlia pistol, minimal wear with energy orb. I really love this gun so much. I don't use it as much as I should. I switched out with different pistols. You know, we've got the pocket pistol, we've got the capper and stuff like that. If this was strange, I would use it so much more. I'd love to count my kills. Finally, we've got the Bat Saber there, which is a pro kill streak one. Which I use. This is kind of just if I'm running around in a server or something, and if I want to have my hats, or if I'm playing MVM, I might switch some of the weapons out. I've got my Tussle cap there, which is Scorching Flames. Then we've got my Bonk Boy, which is a strange, unusual, professional killstreak Bonk Boy. I do have a video explaining how you can glitch professional killstreaks onto hats. They were available quite readily a few years ago. They're very expensive now, but there we go. Got a strange, unusual professional killstreak Bonk Boy. That one's the one with Sunbeams. That's got the Scorching and Sunbeams combo there. And then finally I've got a Bruises Bandana. It's just a regular one. I do have a strange one. We're going to see that one in a minute. But I just use this regular one because it's the one I've got painted lime. Got a Battery Canteen down there. It's the strange one that you can get, which counts how many like canteens you use during MVM. So that's what I've got there. I'm going to take a look at the taunts, I guess. We'll do that at the end. We'll take a look at the different loadouts I use. So here's my alien loadout. There we go. I've got the Kappa there, which I use on my alien loadout. And I just love the alien so much. I loved the old Alien versus Predator games. I don't know if you guys ever played those. They were pretty good. Some of them are pretty good. But I love the alien so much. I love the movies. I love the fact that you can dress yourself up as an alien. Unfortunately, it's Halloween only, so I have this reserved for when Halloween comes around or a full moon. Bosh, there we go. I put this this loadout on so I can run around the servers and be an alien, because it is brilliant. And my favourite thing about this is the fact that you can use the Burst Chester and be in like an alien coming out of an alien. Like I just love it so much. I love it so much. On to the last loadout. Oh, we've got a taunt there for some reason. This one is just kind of a plain loadout. This is what I use if I'm playing a comp game. So if I want to take it a little bit more seriously and I want to stand out a mile away from people, you know, trying to shoot me, they're like, oh hey, what's that sunrise across the map? Oh, it's CJ the Scout. So I've still got the same scattergun. I use a pocket pistol. Now in Highlander this is allowed. I think recently it's been banned in 6s, so I'd probably switch it out for a different pistol. I've got the Boston Basher, which of course you use in comp to help build Uber and stuff. I've just got my Gibbous there, which is a strange pro kill streak one that I've got. It's got 100,000 points. I think that's the most points I've got other than my Allfather. It's got quite a lot of points on it. We've got the Professor Specs as well, again strange, and they've got the Strange Bruises bandana there, and that's just very plain, don't really stand out too much. You can just run around the server and, you know, just concentrate on the frag. And we go back to the first loadout, we can take a look at some of the taunts I've got. So I actually have 5 unusual taunts for the Scout. I've also got the Burst Chester there, which is a strange one, counts how many times you use the taunt. Take a look at the Conga here. It is a Fountain of Delight Conga. I made this one pro kill streak using the glitched fabricators. And there's actually been a couple of people over the past month have actually unboxed exact versions of these. So Conga with Fountain of Delight. So we should form a group, Conga Bros. As there's a number of us have it here. Then we've got the Kozotski Kick. Now this one is, I created the Unusual Fire and then I used it on my own Kozotski Kick. It's got Spectral Swirl, which is that purple down there. It's pretty cool. I love this. Again, it's one of the ones that everyone can join in with. Now I've got 3 deep fried desires. Now the problem with the taunt menu is that because I've got one with one kind of unusual effect, if I don't remove that, it will just show the same unusual effect. So basically we start off here. This one is Midnight Whirlwind. Now this was my second ever unusual unbox. It's actually a video. I think it's like my 5th highest watched video or something like that, which I got here. Well, I'm gonna have to remove that because then we can go this. This one was from a gift. There we go. Gift for amazing streamer and TF2 player from Epic Stormer, and this one has Infernal Smoke, and that goes actually really well with my scout because it's green. You know, it's green. We'll remove that one. And more recently, I got this one here, and this one is Silver Cyclone, which is the very light version of the Midnight Whirlwind. So got lots of different tornadoes that I can use. So I can pretty much eat chicken for days in the server with the amount of unusual versions of that taunt I have. But there we go. That is the loadouts and the taunts for my scout. Moving on now, we've got my soldier. Again, very green. I know a lot of you don't like green. Lime green is bad, but I like green. It's my favorite color. So I'm just going to roll with it. I've got my rocket launcher there. 41,000 kills now. Made it festive recently. So there we go. 8.5 million damage. Woo! It's also got the pumpkin bombs spell, which is pretty cool. So during Halloween events, it has the purple smoke. And then we've got my unusual shotgun. Backwards boomstick. Field tested. Strange. Professional kill streak. Phone going off. That's what I have. If I'm playing in a server and there's someone healing me, then hey, I can use my shotgun. I don't have to jump around as much. I'm going to get healed up. Then I've got my skill stick, which is of course my escape plan, renamed. As for the hats, the cosmetics, I've got my Tyrant's helm, Scorching Flames, Kill Streaker on it, Fire Horns. This is my favourite item in the game. Sorry, excuse me. This is my favourite item in the game. I love the Tyrant's helm. Everyone says, what's your favourite unusual effect? Scorching Flames. What's your favourite hat? Tyrant's helm. So this is my favourite hat ever. So there we go. Hope that answers that question for anyone still wondering. Then I've got the Exquisite Rack. This one's got Terawatt. So a little bit of green lightning to go with the green fire. Then I've got my Allfather. There we go. 174,000 points on this item. Which is higher than my gibbous that we saw earlier. Some other loadouts I've got. I use this one for a little bit of comp. If I'm playing a little bit more seriously, I've got my gunboats. These are my collector's gunboats that I myself made. If you watch my backpack video from the other day, you did see a lot of collector's items for each class. However, this is the only one I made myself. So I'm quite proud of that. There is actually a video of me making them, putting all the different individual gunboats into the chemistry set. Same items here and there. Again, using the gibbous and again using the Allfather. But I also have my gold medal from winning Highlander Premiership back in Season 9. I've got 3 different winners medals. Season 9, 10 and 11. I love using the ETF2L ones over the UGC ones because they just look nicer, I feel, like the gold and everything. And I just like the first one the first time we won. So that's why I like to use this. And it's a little bit more, you know, this is kind of stuff I'd use if I was playing Pocket or Roma in a comp game. Finally, I've got a bit of a Halloween loadout I like to use. This is one I use if it's full moon or Halloween. We've got my gold box and my conch. That's a really, really nice combination to use in a server. You know, in a pub server, you can just kind of stomp your way through because you don't need to worry about people healing you. You don't need to worry about, you know, getting away and escaping. You're just pretty independent. We've got my strange unusual helmet, which has got ether trail, however you want to pronounce that. This is one of the old Halloween items. And then I've got my haunted voodoo curse soul and the grub grenades. I just love it. I love it. If I get my stick like that, then you can just see he looks so cool. It's like a proper zombie, proper soldier zombie. That's one of my favorite loadouts. But again, only available during Halloween time. If we go back to this one here, I'm not going to show you the conga or the Kazoxi kick again. There's not much point. But again, I've got 2 of the same taunt. We've got here Screaming Tiger, Fresh Brewed Victory, which is pretty cool. Him drinking his mug there. This was actually the thumbnail for the original loadout video, which has now got over 1 million views on my channel. And this was the thumbnail I chose because I was like, hey, this is my most played class, kind of. And yeah, so I'm going to have to remove that so you can see this one here, which is the same taunt, but it is Showstopper. And this one is got the fireworks in the background. We've also got the Soldier's Requiem, which is the Rip Taunt with, there we go, Hellish Inferno coming out from behind, which I think is really good. It goes so well with the taunt, I feel. It's such a great matchup. I love it. And that is actually probably my favourite taunt to use with the Soldier these days. That's all the taunts, though, for the Soldier, other than the regular ones. So on to Pyro now. We got a lot of unusuals on Pyro. We got 5 on this. It could make it 6 if I got an unusual Power Jack. It does look a bit of a mess. I do mix and match with it. Starting off with the Flamethrower, I've got my unusual Flamethrower, which I use. Which is quite fun. I think these days default Flamethrower is probably more popular than any other Flamethrower. You know, Dragon's Fury, people kind of got bored of that a little bit. Degreaser isn't as popular anymore. You know, things like that. So I've been using the default Flamethrower, which is festive and strange and unusual. I've got my usual shotgun again, and I use the Power Jack. I love the Power Jack just to get around and fast. Like, I don't think there's another melee the Pyro has that is anywhere near as good as the Power Jack. So maybe I should invest in trying to look for an unusual one, just one to go with the loadout. But it just makes you go around faster. It's just so much better. And for Pyro, maneuverability is so important, I feel, to get yourself into those good positions for those ambushes. Onto the cosmetics, I've got my Wraith Wrap, which has got Scorching Flames, Gangrene Footprints spell. It is the most expensive item in my backpack. When I got this, it was the only Scorching Flames Wraith Wrap in existence. I do believe there is another one now, and there's also a burning one. But back in the day when I first got this, it was the top tier of items. Got my Pyromancer's Mask. Again, another Halloween spell on it. It's level 100. It's got Terawatt. I don't always wear this one. Sometimes I mix and match. I kind of look how he looks a bit like a dragon with the green colour. So I do like these combination. The antlers I don't always wear. Sometimes I wear them. It's got green confetti. You just have this blob of green. You know, if you really want to terrorize someone and just burn their retinas with greenness, you can use the antlers. But I do mix it up. Sometimes I have medals. Sometimes I have different things. Sometimes I use what do I use? Sometimes I use these things, the wings, Haunted Fallen Angel during Halloween. But again, because they're restricted to Halloween, there's not much chance to use them. I do have other loadouts for Pyro. This one here is totally different, and this is from when I use it for some flog action. I've got my Strange Collector's Professional Killstreak Flog and my Strange Collector's Professional Killstreak Man Melter. The Man Melter is a trash weapon. It's not very good, but I love the fact that you can extinguish teammates, so it kind of counters the negativity of the flog, and you can also build up your flog with some crits. I mean, if you really want to go full ham with the flog, you should probably mix it up with the Scorch Shot, because that is the best way to build your oomph meter to get the crits for your flog. But I really do like the Man Melter. And for the hats, I've gone for something different. So we've got my Lazy Napping Hat, which is of course the Napper's hat. It's got Amaranthine for the effect. 2 Halloween spells on it. It goes with my Pink Bruises bandana and my Apparitions Aspect. So if you ever see me in green, you know I'm running default Air Blast shotgun. If you ever see me in pink, you think, okay, he's running the flog. Do I have anything else for Pyro? This is what I was using at Christmas. Festive stuff. Cree, Christmas tree, antifreeze, handy canes, and the sweater. This was just what I was doing at Christmas time, playing some pub Pyro. And trying to bring a little bit of festive spirit to everyone. But let's go back to the first loadout. We can take a look at the different taunts. Again, we've seen these 2 taunts. We can take a look at the Pyro only taunt that I've got, which is the Party Trick. And it's Fountain of Delight. It maybe goes a bit better with oh, that's the wrong taunt. Maybe it's a bit better with this one because it is pink, and the hearts kind of go with the pink effect. On to DEMOMAN now, and well, if you don't know my DEMOMAN loadout by now, then you must be new, because this is the gold man. The gold man. There we go. We've got my Australian grenade launcher, Australian sticky bomb launcher, both festivized, both hail zone, lots of kills, lots of damage, and my quote unquote golden frying pan, which you know, if you really squint, like you really close your eyes, it kind of looks golden. So that's my loadout, and then for the cosmetics, I've got my Professional Killstreak Sunbeams Regulator. I used to have a green energy one, and I used to have a green energy regulator. I used to have green painted cosmetics, and then when the Australians came out, I was like, hey, I could go for an all gold loadout, so I upgraded to the Sunbeams. It goes well with my Dangerous 2 and my Bearded Bombardier, and of course The old Quacker, Quackson's own Duck Journal. Just to add a little bit more gold to the loadout. I do have another loadout. This is what I use for MVM. So I've got my unusual grenade launcher here, Sweet Dreams with the hot effect. And I've got my Pink Elephant sticky bomb launcher with hot effect. This one's factory new, this one's minimal wear. Neither of them are strange, which is why I use them for MVM, because in MVM it doesn't really count kills unless you've got robot kills part. I also use my truly feared unusual professional kill streak horseless headlands horseman's head taker. Need to take a breath after that one. This one is clean. Means it's tradable, it's craftable and all of that, and it's also got a Halloween spell on it. I use that because if you get heads in MVM, you get 4 heads, then you get, you know, nice speed boost and a nice health boost as well. So to go with the kind of the pink theme, I've got my Doctor's Dapper Topper with Roboactive effect, painted pink. Dangerous 2, I did get a second pair. Now this was before Valve changed it so that these became absolutely untradable. They used to be non-tradable and you could trade them with gift wrap, but nowadays you can't actually do it. That was changed. So you can only actually be limited to the ones you currently own. And then I got my Bruiser's bandana down there again, which is pink. Of course, the Strange Battery Canteen, just to count up those things. I do have another loadout for Demoman. I don't play Demo Night that much. I do have a little Haunted loadout to me play during Halloween, stuff like that. Again, the same head taker. Got my Tide Turner and my Bootlegger, both collectors, just to give me a bit of HP and you know, that turning power. I don't play that much Demo Night, but this is the loadout I use. I got my Universal Translator. I've actually had this on this loadout ever since it was demo only. Of course, now this is all class. It's an all class Nebula hat. But yeah, this was back when it was demo only. And then I got my Voodoo Curse Demo Man Soul and my Haunted Pocket Horseman. Just to, you know, I want to grow up to be like the Pumpkinhead Man with that big old axe. But let's go back to the first loadout. We can take a look at the initial taunts I have. Now, I've got 2 specific taunts for Demo Man. One of them is, of course, obliterated with Holy Grail, just to make you even more gold. That's as gold as you can physically be in this game. You can be more gold. I don't know what else you can do to be more gold. Maybe change your name to gold. But then I've also got this one. This was gifted to me, and it's Spectral Swell Bad Pipes. So it's the bagpipe taunt with the Spectral Swell. Another Halloween effect. Got quite a lot of Halloween effects on these taunts. That's it for Demo Man. We're on to the heavy now. Now my heavy, I love it. Oh, we can hear the bagpipes in the background. Oh dear. We've got for the heavy, I've gone for like the Skyrim look. You know, the Skyrim look. We've got the minigun here, my Hell's Own minigun. This is what I like using in pubs a lot of the time. We've got the sandwich as well. It's I've not eaten that many. You know, it does take a while to level up the sandwich, it seems. Allied healing done though, 130,000, that's not too bad. And teammates extinguished, there you go. Fist of Steel I think is the best item now if you want to play pubs, comp, anything, because I just really don't like that reduction in your maximum HP that the Eviction Notice now have. As for the cosmetics, I've got my Dragonborn helmet, Pro Kill Streak, Burning Flames, Voices from Below, ooh. So he has a nice deep voice when he does it. And I think this is like a 1 of 6 hat, so it's again quite rare. I've got a few hats that are 1 of 3, 1 of 6 and stuff like that. Goes well with my large luchador. Now, for some reason it doesn't clip, because you can wear this underneath your helmet. So you've got that burning bat. The initial effect is called Something Burning This Way Comes. There's 3 different types of bat. You can have a purple flame, you can have a green flame, or you can have a normal orange flame. That's what I've got here. Just goes well with the burning, I feel. And then again, the Allfather. I wear this on a number of classes, and I wear it again here. It just looks like a chunky Dragonborn. You know, it's like Skyrim can be saved, but you know, only after I've eaten this cheese wheel. Onto this other loadout. Now, this is one I kind of use for comp a little bit if I ever get asked to play heavy, which I would dread. Again, similar stuff. I use the Tomislav. I think the Tomislav is better for comp these days. There are some heavies that like to use the default minigun, but it's really up to your style. And if you're playing a little bit more passive as a heavy, Tomislav is just better for doing chip damage from a long distance. Got my Gibbous again, the Allfather again, and of course the Professor Specs again. So it's the same kind of cosmetics I use on comp loadouts, just the strange, very plain looking ones. Do I have a third loadout here? Yes, I do. I've got my Santa loadout, which I wear during Christmas time. Festive, and these aren't festive, but hey, they're literally the Christmas gloves. Look. If Santa was about to like try and box you, this is what he would look like. Okay, this is an angry Santa. Why didn't you like your presents? I guess with the PMOC, the Allfather, and the Gift Bringer. This one from the Tough Break Cosmetics collection. There's a number of different jackets, but the Gift Bringer is specific for the heavy. Go back to the first one, and I don't actually have any taunts for the heavy. Wow, wow, wow. There's no specific unusual taunts I have for the heavy. Just got the Conga and the Kazotsi's kick. I mean, the Kazotsi's kick, that's Russian. Heavy's Russian. You guess you could do it like that, or you can have the Burst Chester, you know. It's just, yeah. But I don't actually have an unusual heavy specific taunt yet. Moving on to the Engineer. Now, I have a couple of different loadouts for the Engineer. Now, this is my I've built a level 3 sentry and I want to keep it alive loadout. Okay, so I've got my Rescue Ranger. Giant robots destroyed because, hey, I use it a lot in MVM. My Geiger counter, that's a reskin of the Wrangler. Okay, this came out in the Quarantine Collection case. And yeah, it's a strange version, so it counts wrangled sentry kills. But it's basically the Wrangler, just a kind of a more futuristic, alien-y kind of version. Got my Wrench. This has got the Pumpkin Bomb's Halloween spell on it. And it's also been festivized with my Strange PDA as well. You can see, like, 1,304 sentry kills doesn't seem... You know, it seems it's a lot of kills, but it doesn't seem that much when you consider I've got 10,000 teleports and over 880,000 health dispensed. It's mostly because I play a lot of MVM, and I don't mind playing NG and MVM, so I get a lot of those buffed up, those, you know, the health dispense and the teleporters, not so much the sentry kills, because, hey, killing robots doesn't count towards strange kills. For the cosmetics, I've got my Big Country, Scorching Flames. I always tell people the story that my Big Country, Scorching Flames, was just added in a trade. I was doing a trade with someone on the trade server years ago, and they were trying to convince me to take it, and I was like, I'm not sure about like this trade that we're doing. And he was like, what if I throw in an NG Unusual? And I was like, ugh. And he was like, it's Scorching Flames Big Country. And I was like, actually, I don't have an Engineer Unusual yet. I'll take it, and I've worn it ever since. Goes with the Grizzled Growth, again painted lime, so he looks like some sort of moldy werewolf man. I don't know. And then we got my Max's Severed Head as well, which I throw on top of that. I mean, I can wear a lot of different things. Used to wear the antlers, but again, it looked a bit too garish, so I just switched off on my lime green Maxes. My second loadout, though, much like my Pyro, it looks different, but it also plays differently. So I've got my Frontier Justice, my Kappa, and my Gunslinger. This is when I want to play a little bit more aggro. Throw down those mini sentries, blow them up, use the crits to deal some damage, you know. It is possible to have the 6 unusuals available if you really want to. There we go, 3 unusual weapons, 3 unusual hats. It's possible. This is what I did do a video about way back when. Unusual Big Country, this one is purple energy, mixes well with the Brainiac hairpiece, which is green energy. That makes white energy. And the Pencil Pusher is Disco Beatdown, which just gives that extra disco effect on the little blobs that you see appear now and again coming out of the top. And I don't know, I just really like, if you take a look like that, that's what white energy looks by itself. But when you throw in the Pencil Pusher as well, that's the entire effect with Disco Beatdown. You can see it's a much larger effect. We can take a look at the taunts though. I've got a couple for Engineer specifically. Got my Rancho Relaxo, Skill Gotten Gains. Can't actually see the seat. Very interesting, but he is sitting down in his reclined robot chair with the money coming out. A lot of people call this the pimp seat because then you get people dancing around you as the money's flying everywhere. You know. Then I've got this one, the Bucking Bronco with Infernal Smoke. Another one that I managed to unbox myself. Can't see the Bronco, but he is riding that Bronco with Infernal Smoke, which I think goes really well with this one because it is, once again, green. Goes well with the hat. Onto the Medic. This is my main Medic loadout. Festive Crossbow, Festive Medigun, Festive Ubersaw. Bam! Done. My Medigun. I'm looking to maybe get an unusual, strange unusual energy of Medigun. I'm on the lookout for one with a good price. But I've used this for years and years and years. As you can see, 26,000 Ubers. That's what happens when you're a med main. 6.5 million allied healing done. That's pretty decent as well. And there we go. I got my Vintage Tyrolean with Sunbeam's effect, my Blighted Beak with Scorching Flames, and my Antlers with Green Confetti. I used to wear the Max's Head. Used to wear the green Max's Head, so it kind of looks like that as well, which looks a little bit different. It's up to you whether you like that over the antlers or not. It's less unusual, but I think it looks a lot crisper. On the secondary loadout, same weapons. This is what I use when I play in comp. I've got my Gibbous again, I've got my Allfather again, and I got my Season 9 Premiership Winners Medal. That's what I wear. Again, in comp, as a medic, you don't want to be able to stand out from a mile away, so it's kind of better to just have a plainer loadout. Looking at the taunts though, I have a very nice taunt. Meet the medic with Showstopper. And that's my medic specific unusual taunt. Doesn't make any sound. It's kind of odd. Here's onto the sniper, and again another white energy DBD combo. I did use my sniper rifle for a long time, but I got it up to Hell Zone and exactly 8,500 kills. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave it at that. I want to leave it at exactly Hail Zone. So I started using the Shooting Star a little bit more, which is basically the alien reskin of the Machina. Has exactly the same stats. I've got my Collector's Razorback. I don't like getting backstabbed, so I just throw it out on my back to protect me from a knife. And my Professional Killstreak Bat Out of Hell, Haunted one, which is the skull. You can have the different styles as well. You can have the universal one. You can have other styles, but it's not letting me change it because my HUD is beefing on me, but you can change it so the skull has different stuff on it. Onto the actual cosmetics though. I've got the Disco Beatdown Killer exclusive. We've also got the Master's Yellow Belt, which has got green energy. Mix that with the purple energy Villain's Veil. Now this is a strange one as well, so I've got a strange unusual Villain's Veil. And yeah, with purple energy and green energy makes white energy. That's painting for you from Valve. Green and purple make white. And again with the Disco Beatdown, I sometimes wear a Max's head with it. My white Max head, and then that just gives you the pure white energy look then, which I think is also pretty cool. If I don't want to stand out a mile away with a big white target on my head as a sniper, not usually a good idea, I switch onto a different loadout, and this is my kind of more try-hardy loadout, if you will. Got the Jurati there, which is better at protecting yourself. Corona Australis, the Starduster, and the Dapper Final Frontiersman from the Quarantine Collection case. And it does look like it's clearly meant to go together. They look really cool. I really like that loadout. I think it's pretty nifty. I do have the third loadout, which I use for MVM. Got my Heatmaker here. Use that when I want to play MVM. It's really good for taking down those robots. Got my Jurati and my Bushwhacker. Jurati just for, you know, peeing on robots, as you do. And the Bushwhacker as well, because Bushwhacker, it says there, crits whenever it would normally mini crit. In MVM, it's a good idea to use the Bushwhacker, because if your soldier uses buff banner, then you can actually get crits if you're in that area of the buff banner. So that helps do a little bit more damage to tank if your team's struggling in that respect. I've got my Prehistoric Pullover there with Nether Trail, which is that kind of pink. It's harder to see. There we go. It's that pink kind of flame going over the top. Goes with the pink Villain's Veil, which has Orbiting Fire. So I've got two different Villain's Veils there. And I've also got the Quizzical Quetzal, which is the bird that goes on the shoulder. That's from the recent Jungle Inferno update, the Abominable Cosmetic Collection. The taunts though, for Sniper, got one. This was my first ever unusual unbox. You can see it there. There is the disco ball, which usually goes above the head. Glitches a little bit on my HUD, but this was my first ever unusual unbox years ago. The video is up on YouTube. But that was the first ever unusual I unboxed, and it had been years that I've been trying to get an unusual. I never got one, and then I got this. So even though the effect and the taunt is something I don't use a lot, I'm always going to keep it because it's always got a special place for me for that first ever one. Finally, we have Spy, and here is my Spy loadout. Got my Ambassador. I still try to use the Ambassador. I know it's been nerfed into the ground, but it is fun to play with, and it is fun to try and get those headshots, and I still want to get it up to Hail Zone. I've got a few thousand kills to go, but I'm getting there slowly but surely. Got my knife. I prefer using the default knife a lot of the time, but it really depends on what I'm using it with. If I'm using it with the Dead Ringer, which I am, I prefer using my knife, which is Hail Zone, and so is this Hail Zone. I made this festive as well. And I got my Strange Sapper. I just use the the default sapper. All of these sappers are really nice and cool and everything, but I just prefer using the regular strange one. As for my hats, I've got a fancy fedora with burning flames, and I've got a party phantom with scorching flames. Now I used to have a third cosmetic that was unusual on my spy, which was another party phantom, which was sunbeams. There used to be a way that you could glitch two of the same cosmetic onto your class. These days, if you try, if I go to party phantom, I do have one here, which is Vivid Plasma, but it says item conflicts with other equipped items, so it's not possible. It is not possible. There used to be a way that you could glitch them on together, so you could wear two bonk boys or you could wear two party phantoms, but unfortunately they've patched that, and it made sense. It shouldn't have been allowed. They patched it, so I just have the two unusuals and my genuine spy crab, level 69, giggity goo. You got this from ordering the real life plushie spy crab. I say real life, I mean as in it's in real life. It's not in the virtual world, but it's not actually alive, unfortunately. Well, probably fortunately. I'm not sure what I would do if it actually came to life. But yes, you have a plushie spy crab and you got this item in game, and the level was totally random. So that's what I got there. If I want to be a little bit more tryhard, a little bit more subtle, I'll roll with my revolver. It's a strange, unusual one, but it's more reliable and does a lot more damage these days. Spicicle as well. It's quite good. The fact that it regenerates, but it protects from fire. So it melts if you get set on fire, but it does protect you from that fire. And then finally we've got the Invis Watch as well, which I used to cloak around. I personally I probably play better when I play the old cloaky Spicicle revolver spy. I do seem to do a lot better. And then I've got some items here. I've got the tipped lid, blood banker, both strange, and then got my winner's medal there, and my duck journal. Yeah, just if you're invisible, give a cheeky quack to someone just to make them think, is that a duck or is that an invisible spy? Who knows? Onto the taunts there. I've only got one taunt for spy, and that is the BioLife Showstopper taunt. I do think a skill gotten gains one would be even more epic, but I do love the Showstopper effect. I think it's really cool, actually, the fireworks. I think it's quite unique in that respect. So that is what I've got, and of course I've got the box trot and stuff as well. I want to get an unusual box trot. That'd be pretty cool. But there we go, guys. Those are all 9 classes. Those are all the loadouts that I use on a regular basis. I hope you enjoyed. I know a lot of you ask for this year on year, and a lot of it's the same. Some of it's changed, but I hope you enjoy regardless seeing what happens. So there we go, guys. I hope 2017 has been great for you. I hope you've enjoyed the videos that I've been making. I hope you've had a great time outside of YouTube. But let's all hope that 2018 is going to be even better for all of us, and it's going to be a great year. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm going to keep trying to pump out those videos for you guys, okay? So take care. Have a great New Year's, and I'll see you next time.